The other night, I had my daughter over the house, and she was in the other room. She was working on her computer, and she told me she's trying to change her password. And I hear her often this, Dad, it won't accept my new password. Okay, I put down my paper, I go over to her, go, honey, what's the problem? It won't accept my password. It said 8 characters, and it won't accept it. I said, well, honey, what are you trying to put in? She goes, the new password's beef stew. I said, oh, well, that's the problem, honey. It's beef stew. It's not stroganoff. My granddaughter loves jokes. She absolutely loves jokes. She's smart as a dickens. She loves jokes. Grandpa, tell me a joke. Grandpa, tell me a joke. So finally I give in. I said, okay, honey, April showers, what do Mayflowers bring? If April showers bring Mayflowers, what do Mayflowers bring? She says, Dad, that's an old one. Everyone knows that. Pilgrims. I said, no, you're wrong. Mayflowers bring June bugs. What? Grandpa, what's a June bug? Well, it's an insect, honey. It's a little beetle. Beetle? So if Mayflowers bring June bugs, what do June bugs bring? And she goes, beetles, the British invasion? Smart little dickens, isn't she? But when I think of bad dad's jokes, I think of George. George is a hard-working family man, maybe too hard-working. Putting in a lot of hours. It's Thursday evening. He finally gets home. Sunday is Father's Day. And he just wants to relax. He just wants to read the newspaper. He wants to have his martini. So he gets home, gets out the newspaper, sits down and has his drink, and he's sipping on it. And the kids, he's got 3 kids. Peter and, I forget the others' names. But they're, Dad. Please, I just want to read the newspaper. No, Dad, we need you. This Sunday is Father's Day, and the school says we need to bring in a bad dad's joke. I said, honey, I don't have time for this. I just want to relax. Dad, come on, we're going to be the only ones. At this point, Marge comes into the room. Marge is his wife, and she's just observing with a frown on her face. And the kids are going crazy and creating chaos, and George just explodes. And he says, the 3 biggest jokes I know are you 3. And they look at him, and they think about it, and they burst out crying. They figured out that he was making fun of them, and they run off to the room and just cried and cried. And Marge is watching this whole thing, and she is downright ticked off. She says, I can't believe you. She turns around and runs up the stairs. There's all kinds of noise up in the bedroom. But he finally has some peace and quiet. He opens up his newspaper, and here comes Marge, right down stairs. Throws this thing at him. It's gift wrap. He goes, what's this? She's standing there so upset. She says, open it. So he starts taking off the wrapping. And it's a photo, a framed photo. And he says, what's this? She goes, you tell me what it is. He looks and he goes, well, it's you and the kids and Fred, our neighbor from the other neighborhood. She says, that, my dear, is a family photo. At this point, his heart is pounding out of his chest. The palpitations, he can't even breathe. He just can't believe this. And then he looks close and he sees that the face of Fred had been tacked on the photo. And he touched it with his finger and it fell off. And all of a sudden he could breathe, and he looked up. And Marge smiled at him and said, "That is a bad dad joke."